Today's the day. Today I'm going to start draining that monument. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Outlanders. And yes, today is the day we're going to start on draining this monument that is beside us. How do I get into first person? There we go. I always get mixed up with all these keys. Anyhow, so yes, over here somewhere is an ocean monument and today we're going to drain it. I've been collecting a lot of sand off camera between episodes, so if we just come down into our mini storage system, we've got ourselves 7 boxes of shulker box sand, which is about 12,000 pieces of sand, which is quite a lot. Now I must admit I didn't mine at all. I did buy quite a bit off Char3640, and I also bought some gravel off Lobo, who's currently online. So yes, and I bought, I think it was 20 stacks of gravel of him, so that was quite nice and quite useful. I'll be using that mostly to make myself some concrete later on, but there's a few more things I need to do, and that is firstly to get myself some, blaze powder, to get myself some water breathing potions. So that's going to require a trip into the nether. So I'll cut here and go. Hopefully when I come back, I'll have some blaze powder. And one quick hop to the nether later, I've got myself the blaze rod. So I just need to turn these into blaze powder. Put one in each of these. One there and one there. Let's put that away. And I do need to get myself some water bottles. Hopefully I've got some around here. No, I don't think I do. So I need to make some glass bottles. 3 of them, get some water, and then we can get started on the potions, which shouldn't be too hard. Let's quickly get the water. 3 more bottles of water. I'm just thinking 6 potions of water breathing should be more than enough, and now I'm realizing I should have just used the water here. I'm a big dum-dum. Anyway, let's put that in. Put that in here. 1 nether wart in each. I do want to be careful because I don't want to use my entire supply of nether wart. I need to make sure I've got enough for a farm. Now I had, I had my thingamabobs, my pufferfish in here, I think it was. I'm pretty sure it's pufferfish. Let me just check. Yes, it most certainly is pufferfish, so we just put 1 in there and 1 in here, and then I think I need redstone or glowstone. I'm pretty sure it's redstone to lengthen it. So 2 redstone, and then we can make ourselves the potions. Hopefully those go in quick, and we can start killing off the Elder Guardians because we want to make sure we've got mining ability. While that's brewing up, I thought I'd show you how I can get in. So I'm going to use some TNT and some redstone, and to make sure the TNT doesn't just blow up normally in water, as it would in water, we're going to get some dirt to cover it up. So let's put away the things we don't need, like the 2 wither skulls I got. I don't need the quartz on me, or the bones, or this. Just a whole stack of things I don't really need. Do need the fish though. Okay, let's do this. I've hopped into the Season 2 world to explain a couple of things. So we've got ourselves what is the basic shape of a Guardian farm, or an ocean monument, and it is 59 blocks this way by 59 blocks this way. So what we want to do is try and make that into a farm. Now I'm thinking of a circle around it. I can't really draw a circle around it, and to do that we're going to have to do a little bit of math. Now I did actually record a clip of this, but turned out to be a little bit longer than I want. But the basic theorem is that if we have this diagonal, this line to the circle, and from this line to the circle is the same, and it would be from the middle as well, diagonally out to here. Now with a little bit of math we can work out that we need the circle to be 42 roughly. I think it's 42 along the radius from the edge of the circle to the middle of the circle. I think it's 42, so we're going to have to do a pretty big session to try and figure out exactly where the middle of the circle is, and it might actually need to be an odd number, because thinking about it, if we just go below the monument for a second, yes, so this bit here is actually was actually a square, so we might need to work on that a little bit. But never fear, we can still do our draining session. Well, it took a fair bit of time, but I finally managed to get this circle done. So this, hopefully, is a perfect circle, and this is what's going to be the basis of my base this time. Now, Gamer Dude over here is starting the process of filling out the squares, which are going to help us with the draining project, because we want to make this completely dry, and then start on making a little bit more of a guardian farm around this. So that's something we're going to have to work on next. What I also need to do is find some more sponges. Now, I'm not entirely certain if this thing has any more sponges, but there's really nothing else we can do but to look. So, bottoms up again with the potion, and let's have a look. I'm pretty certain there's at least one, because I did choose this particular monument because it had one. I'm pretty certain of that. So let's have a look, and we'll soon hopefully have some more sponges to drain with. Bingo, I found one of them. I'm not sure if this one had one or two, but if there's one, it really helps, and two is even better. I know last season the monuments that we had 3 sponge rings, but I'm pretty sure that's an anomaly. It's really rare. It's been a little while since the last clip, and I've run myself out of rockets, and I've also gathered up enough, or some, sponges. As you can see over here, we've got quite a bit of the draining session done. We've got quite a bit over here. I think this is 5 plus 8, but 9 blocks, and all this, of course, is now clear. So this is probably around 10-15% of the way. It's taken probably most of today, which is probably about 10 hours work, I think, or maybe not 10 hours, but quite a bit of work just to get that done. I am very thankful to Gamer Dude, who has assisted me in this project. However, I think since we've spent enough time on that for today, I'm going to go and do something a little bit else for today in this episode. You may also know, as I start swinging my way back to my island base, is that I've got a lot less levels than I did in the previous clip, and the reason for that is I took a bit of a tumble off the edge. My elytra was working, but I think I just jumped off and didn't activate my elytra, and I died again. So that makes 3 episodes in a row which I've taken a death. Although thankfully at this point I'm not running at about 10 deaths in the episode, so a little bit disappointing on that, but I guess we can't really avoid that, and I'm sure we're going to die a few more times today. Now, the first thing I need to do before I go on to the next part is to get myself some rockets, because we want to go a fair way into the nether, and for that we're going to need rockets. So, and fortunately I don't have any more gunpowder, so we're going to make our way to a nice plains area, which should have plenty of what do you call them, the creepers, in order to get ourselves the gunpowder. Where's the way out? This way. So let's make our way there, kill off a few creepers, and be on our way in the nether. On my way through to the place where I'm going to do the creeper hunting, I've just come through the spawn area, which is where Storm is setting herself up, and I really, really like this area. It's full of all the things I really like: the spruce wood, the dark oak, the stone. It's really good. I think this is her storage area. I probably shouldn't pry too much, but I just want to give her a little bit of a plug. A mine shaft, I think, or a tunnel to spawn, a tavern of sorts. It's just really good, and I really love looking forward to seeing what this is going to be in the future. And after a little bit, I was going to record a clip, but I sort of forgot to press the record button. We are back, and unfortunately I did die once again, so I think that's another 2 deaths to add to the counter. So death counter 23, so because I died earlier, jumping off into nothingness over there. So now that we've got ourselves some rockets and some food, we might need a little bit more food. Food is in here. Get ourselves some more fish. That should be plenty. Now, what we want to do is find ourselves a warped forest. So not the red one, we want the cyan or blue one, I guess. We want to find that one. So let's pop back into the nether, and hopefully we can find one with a little bit of flying. Well, Gamer Dude's decided to join me, and look at what he's passed on to me. It's tag. And you know the rules, and so do I. But is it really the commitment that we're looking for? That is a pity. Anyhow, I think he's going to come and join me. So let us go on, I think. And we've got to be very careful of the ghasts and not get ourselves blown up. Okay, let's just... Oh no, too many skeletons. I just asked a couple of questions, so we have to wait to the next episode to tag people, and we can't tag the person who tagged us, obviously. So that is a couple of constraints which we should be able to get around. So unfortunately I'm tagged, and I think I have to keep it in my inventory as well, so we'll have to see how we go with that. I think one of the things we're going to do is when we get back, we're going to actually write a book of all the rules that are in tag, and I might sneakily add one or two, but we'll see. But the other good news is that there's an enderman there, we have to be careful. The good news is that we found ourselves the warped forest. That's actually right next to the crimson forest, so if we carefully fly, we've got ourselves into a very small, actually, crimson forest, warped forest. I'm going to get these two really confused. So firstly, what's this block? It's a what is it? A warped wart block. That's going to be really hard to say. And we've got ourselves the warped nilium, I think it's called. So we need to gather some of that with Sleep Touch, which is thankfully pretty quick with the pickaxe. We can get ourselves some wood, some vines, some gathering, some of the wood as well, and some of the other bits that we'll need to start a warped wart block farm as well, because this is going to be a pretty major part of the base, and I forgot that I'm not wearing gold. That's a little bit of a pity. Thankfully I've survived, but we have to be very careful. Let's just kill those. No one left. Alright, let's get ourselves some levels as well. And before we do much, we should eat so we don't die to some random piglins. I'm hiding in a bit of a cave because if you look in my inventory, I have not a single arrow. And that is a bit of a problem because I've got two ghasts around. Oh no, Enderman. No, don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me. I don't want to die here. Okay, it's good, it's dead. I'm not sure if that sound came through the microphone, but I heard the ghast die, so thankfully that is over. But anyway, there are a couple of ghasts over here, and I don't have any arrows to kill them with, which is very annoying. Again, I really should have put infinity on this, but then I wouldn't have mending, which is my preferred enchantment. So let's have a poke up. I don't see anything, so if we're careful, we can get ourselves some more thingamabobs, some more of this, and I need to find this. I need to find some of this. I need to find the, what do you call them? I need to find the seedlings of these things, the fungus I think it's called. I'm not sure how to get more other than just find it randomly on Helium. So I might have to do a bit of research on that, but I do know where this thing is now, so I don't think there's any more. I don't see any more of these funguses. Let's go with that. I don't see any more of around, so I think I'll try and make my way back home. And as you can see, we've made our way home. We did unfortunately take another death, so I've already updated the counter. And this is some of the stuff we've got. We've already replanted the tree, but I'm not entirely certain how to get the fungus block, or the fungus thing. If we come over, if we do something in the crafting table, we might be able to do something. It appears that, no, you can't. How do you get the fungus? You get fungus on a stick, so I'm going to have to do a bit of research on that. Well, it took a little while, but I figured it out. So if we just keep bone mealing nilium, this blue stuff, or the red stuff over there, we should eventually get some fungus, or fungi, not sure which. It does take a little while. You can see that I've used quite a bit there. I had 53 and I've now got 45, so not every single time is going to get fungus. We might need to figure out. Now, before I forget, I really should start writing the rules of tag into a book so I can carry it around with me and then be able to throw the book at someone when they get tagged. So I need a piece of leather, which I sure was around here somewhere. There's one. We need some paper to make a book, which I think is around here. There's one. An IOU there, which I think I can say game is fulfilled. Where's my stuff? I really need to organize this thing. So we get paper, then we can get a book, I think. No, do we need a feather? Feather and some thingamabob. Wait, feather and an ink sac somewhere around here as well. Where's the ink sac? There. Bottom chest. As I say, I really need to organize this thing a little bit better. So we first make ourselves a book, then we can get a book and quill. There we go. Alright, hold on a second while I write these rules. Right, so we've got the rules. We've got the tag game. I probably shouldn't have signed this immediately, but whatever. We cannot tag the same person who tagged you. You can't tag the same person in the same episode, or for those who aren't doing YouTube, on the same day as you were tagged. So just to be clear, if you are doing YouTube, you need to do the tagged in the same episode. Number 3, you must carry the tag and this book at all times, and you need to replace it if you lose it. And probably most importantly, the one that I've added, the game can evolve, just like in Hermitcraft, just like when Grian started things. So we're going to have to carry this somewhere in our inventory, and hopefully in the next episode we can start to tag someone. Now, the reason why I'm heading over to Gamer's Base on this nice mushroom island like we were on last season is because last season actually, I keep thinking a couple of seasons ago, but last season he gave me around 8 IOUs for something. I forget exactly what. You're going to have to look through. But I'm going to hold those things for helping me with my training are fulfilled. I'm not very good at typing and talking at the same time, but for helping me with my draining, meaning the draining project, all IOs are filled. So all 9 are filled. He owes me nothing now. There's been another thing that's come to my attention. Some of you eagle-eyed observers will probably note that I had a whole stack of mob heads over here, and they've all gone. And the problem for that is that I have no idea exactly why. As the admin of the server, actually, it is my responsibility to try and put this kind of stuff on and fix it, and unfortunately I have no idea why it's not working, so it's a little bit of a pity, but hopefully in the future I can try and put the add-on back on, and hopefully we'll get our mob heads back soon. And as a final thing I want to do today is get myself some netherite boots. One of the things that I keep finding is that I keep jumping off things and dying to feather falling things. So what I really need to do is get myself some mending, or not some mending, but, well, yes, mending. I need to get myself some feather falling, most importantly, boots. Now, I did have boots in here. I think that was one of the ones I sold to Lobo in a previous episode, probably last episode I think it was. So we're going to have to do this from scratch, unfortunately. So I think, do I have anything? I've got Depth Strider, which I'll need. I've got Feather Falling, which I need. I need Soul Speed, I think I can put that on. Blast Projectile, Respiration Protection 4, I'm not sure which one I want. Blast Protection, I think can go. I'm breaking 3. This is a little bit tricky. I'm not entirely certain what I need on here. Okay, so I've worked it out. So we need mending, which we don't have at the moment. We've got unbreaking here. We need some kind of protection. I'm going to go with blast protection. I'm not sure if it'll actually help much, but blast protection, feather falling, which we've got there, feather falling 4, depth strider 3, which we've got there, and thorns, which I don't have somewhere. I should have somewhere in here. Thorns 2. And do I have another thorns in here? No, it doesn't look like I do. But never mind that, we can go AFK fishing for a little while. So what I will do is reset this thing. Not use that one. Use the one that I've got souped up already here. And go on a bit of an AFK session. So let's clean up what we've got in here already. Just dump everything I'm breaking 3 in there, of course, after I buy a villager. So let's put that stuff in, and we should be good to go now. And I'm going to end today's session by AFK clicking away at you and with the thing coming up at me. So thank you very much for watching. I hope I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.